Hi, Liam here from bodymindtapping.com. This is your full meditation class. This will be about 60 minutes, sometimes 90 minutes. It just depends. All right. I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with some tapping. Tapping is something called the emotional freedom techniques, EFT for short. And if you want, you can just follow along, repeat after me, and tap where I tap. And if you want to know more about it, you can actually go to bodymindtapping.com and take my free EFT Boot Camp, which is about a 40-minute class that just really drills the essentials of EFT into your knowledge base. Okay, let's begin by tapping out some of our resistance to meditation. Starting on the side of the hand. Tapping. Even though I'm feeling resistant, and I just don't have time for this right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I just don't have time for this, I have so many other things on my plate. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. You should be repeating after me. Even though I have a million other things I need to do, and I just don't have time for this right now, and this just isn't a priority to me. I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Top of the head. I just don't have time for this right now. Eyebrow. I just don't have time for this right now. I have other things I need to do. Side of the eye. I just can't do this right now. Under the eye. I'm just not up for meditation right now. Under the nose. I just can't do this right now. Under the lips. I have a million other things I need to do right now. Collarbone point. You're just under the collarbone here. I just don't have time for this right now. Ribs, side of the ribs. I have a million other things to do right now. Side of the hand. And even though I have a million other things to do right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. There's nothing wrong with me. Even though I'm just not feeling this, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I just can't do this right now, and I just want to get up, I deeply and completely love and accept myself exactly as I am. Top of the head. I just want to get up. Eyebrow point. I don't know how long I can do this for. Side of the eye. I don't know if I can do this tonight. Under the eye. I'm just not feeling this right now. Under the nose. This just isn't the hot priority for me right now. under the lips. I'm just not feeling this right now. Collarbone. I just don't think I can do this right now. Side of the ribs. I just don't want to do this right now. Take a deep breath in. Let it out through the mouth. Now imagine that I'm going to ask you to sit still and do nothing for a very long time, with no entertainment. All of the things that you usually do to comfort yourself are taken away. We're going to do another round of tapping. I'll give you words you can say, but if you have specific resistances, go ahead and replace my words with those resistances. Side of the hand. Even though I know I'm going to be uncomfortable, and I'm afraid to step into the unknown, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I am supported by life. Even though I don't know what happens next, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose a part of myself, and I don't know what I can handle. I've been okay this far, and I can handle anything for an hour. Even though I'm about to step into the real thing, and I don't know if I'm going to be any good at it, and I'm afraid it's going to be a little uncomfortable, I'm okay. I got this. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Top of the head. I don't know what I can handle. Eyebrow. I just don't know if I can do this. Side of the eye. No entertainment? Under the eye. I'm just not sure I've got this. Under the nose. What if I can't quiet my mind? Under the lips. What if I have to become something different in order to do this? Collarbone. What if I have to let go of a part of myself? Side of the ribs. What if I have to let go of a part of myself? Tap on the front of your rib cage, just about an inch below the nipples. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm afraid I'm going to get angry. I'm afraid I'm going to get frustrated. I'm afraid I can't be uncomfortable. Take a deep breath in Exhale through the mouth. Good. Now just get comfortable. Lift your arms up and roll them back and just drop them. It gives your spine a chance to straighten out a little bit. You don't want to be slumped over too much for this because that'll start to hurt after a while. Just a little bit of effort to keep your spine straight. Nothing too much, just a little bit will help you endure longer. And if you have to stretch or move, that's okay too in the beginning. Someday you'll find a way to sit through that. But for now, just let the dust settle around you. Just let go of the stories of your day. Step into a place of timeless patience. All day long and all night, you have this voice inside your head, constantly talking to you, constantly affirming and reaffirming everything you think you know about yourself, and everything you think you know about everybody else, and everything you think you know about the world. And this voice was put together by parents, by teachers, by friends very early in life, before you had the ability to really make the right kind of choices. You were assembling this structure, this voice, to jabber away at you all day long, every day of your life. You think that you are this voice. You've become so identified with it that you forget that it was actually a construction. Meditation is an opportunity to see that separation line between you and the voice that's constantly talking to you. When you can see that separation line, you suddenly gain a very, very important power. And that power is the ability to disagree with the voice. Until that moment happens where you see that separation, and you've seen it enough times that you come to accept that you are not that voice, until that fundamental realization happens, and it doesn't happen just by hearing me say it. It happens by putting yourself through classes like this over and over and over again. But until that moment happens, your entire life is dictated by that voice. Why? Because everything you have in your life is a product of your attention. It's a product of where you habitually place your attention and your focus. That's what you're constantly building on. And that voice, because you think it's you, is constantly directing your attention. Now that voice is built entirely out of your past, which means you are trapped in your past by that voice. It is constantly directing you to live the same few days over and over and over again. It's a prison. It is a personality prison and you don't even recognize it because you think it's who you are. You think that being asked to take time away from that voice is like giving up a sense of freedom. But you have to ask yourself, freedom to do what? What exactly is it you want to get up and go do? Make a sandwich? Freedom to do what? This is your opportunity to know yourself. This is your opportunity to see who you are outside of the dictates of that voice. How do you get there? There are several ways. There are several things that kind of hold that voice in place. One is your sense of time. If you can step into a space of timelessness, that voice will stop talking to you. Everything that voice does and says relies on time. So when you enter meditation, you want to enter it as if you've always been there and you will always be there. If you take on a practice like watching the breath or chanting a mantra or whatever it is you end up doing, you want to enter into it with complete abandon. You want to enter into it, and when you're sitting there, there should be no thoughts of how long am I going to be doing this. You should start on the assumption that you have always been doing it and you will always be doing it. And if you do that, the voice will have nothing to hang on to. Some people can't do that. So the next doorway in is to sustain a choice. That voice is constantly asking you to shift your attention around from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. It keeps things moving. And so it creates this sort of, movie in your mind that is very enticing, and it kind of keeps you mesmerized. If you can just stay on one thing, concentrate on one thing, and when the voice comes in to take you away from it, you just constantly return to your one chosen point of focus, that will be enough for the voice to eventually stop. However, in the beginning, that can be very difficult. In the beginning, that voice is going to probably be coming in and trying to take you away a lot. And so you need to be ready for it. You're going to be vigilant with whatever your chosen point of focus is. And as soon as the mind comes in to take you away, you're just going to gently return. Gently return. You're not going to play with it. You're not going to fight with it. You're not going to push it away. You're going to let the voice be the voice, and you be the person who is holding your chosen point of focus. If you can do that, the voice will stop. And in fact, if you can do that, that is the fastest way to see the separation between you, the real you, and that voice. Because you'll suddenly see that if you are the one choosing to stay focused and the voice is asking you to focus on something else, then you are not that voice. Okay, so those are the two most important doorways into the meditative state. There are others, but that's what we're going to focus with here today. I want you to place your attention kind of high in your body, right up here at the center of the forehead and the crown. That's going to help you relax a little bit. It stimulates some hormones that just help relax your body. Your eyes. You know, we meditate with our eyes open in this class because you live with your eyes open, and we're not trying to create some separate practice from your life. We're trying to actually improve how you live your life. So keep your eyes open. Just let them fall to a spot on the floor in front of you, or just allow them to rest on the desk in front of you if you're sitting at a computer. Put them wherever they'll be comfortable, but then leave them alone and just sort of anchor them there. In this class, we're going to watch the breath. We're going to breathe in, we're going to breathe out, and when the mind comes in to ask us to focus on anything else, we're just going to let go and return to the breath. Why don't you start now? Place your attention high in your body, like just scratch your forehead, scratch your crown, and just that little bit of awareness of a feeling. That's all I mean when I say keep your attention high in your body. And now begin to pay attention to your breath. As you inhale, you are right there with that breath, wholeheartedly breathing in, just in complete receiving mode. At the top of that breath, you're going to shift gears and you're going to exhale, and you're going to ride that exhale all the way down. How much of yourself can you give to this breath? Breathe in, breathe out, and nothing else. Let's practice that for just a little while. If you're having trouble focusing, on the inhale you can say the word in your mind. On the exhale, you can say the word out in your mind. Do that until you have fallen in sync with the breath, and then just focus on the breath. Let go of the words. Nothing to understand, nothing to figure out, nothing to achieve. Breathe in, breathe out, and nothing else. I know your day is pulling on you, but if you choose to focus on the breath, in, out, you will slowly take the reins of your mind into your own hands, and your day will become harmonious and balanced. Try it. Breathe in, breathe out, and nothing else. Let the mind be the mind. Let the body be the body. Let the feeling be the feeling. You be the watcher of your breath. Okay, let's come out. So I'm sure many of you can feel your day kind of pulling against you, and that's okay. You can also probably feel these moments where you start really focusing on the breath, and there's kind of a silence around you. In the beginning, when you're first learning this, that shift from a mind that is always moving around to the silent, more focused state can make everything look kind of blurry and tired. And that's okay. You want to wade through that. That's sort of like an artificial barrier to the meditative state. And if you can just be with that, it's just sort of like a cloudy sky that eventually the sun of your awareness will eventually clear those clouds. And on the other side will be a crystal clear mind. And even experienced meditators, sometimes when they first sit down in the morning, they have that cloudiness. And it's just not a problem because they know what's on the other side of those clouds. Until you know, you just have to trust a little bit. And so the idea is that you just continue with your chosen point of focus long enough for all of that to part. Once those clouds part, you will be expanding into a different understanding of yourself and a different understanding of life, something you can't even put into words. And that's something for you to experience. There's nothing for me to tell you about that. But I just want you to know what you're experiencing is normal, and you just need to sit there patiently with it. Now, there's one more thing that I want to add to this practice for you, and this is something that can actually accelerate your entry into the meditative state. And that is that there is this special gap of silence that exists in between everything. But in this case, we're focusing on our breath, and so it exists in between the breaths. You know, if you listen to my words, there's a moment when I'm speaking, and then there's a moment when I stop. And it's just like you kind of fall off a cliff into a silent space. The silence that exists between sounds. You can feel it, can't you? It's more than auditory. It's a feeling in your body. See if you can feel that. That silent drop-off is also there in between your breaths. So when you're inhaling, at the very top of that inhale, right when you are shifting from inhale to exhale, there is a gap of absolute nothing space. See if you can notice it. Take a deep breath in and just notice, just as you're shifting, there's this moment of space. And then you exhale, and down at the bottom of the exhale, just as you're transitioning into the inhale, there's this other moment of just a drop off of complete vacuous, empty space. That space is the meditative state. those spaces are the doorways in to the meditative state. It's the fastest way in. And all you have to do to enter is become a little curious about them. Don't think about them. There's nothing to do about them. Just be aware of them. Notice them. At the top of your breath, there's just this opening of empty space. Let your awareness move into that. And then as you exhale, you're just kind of riding that down in that silence. And there's another opening. And you're just going to become aware of that. And as you inhale, you are preparing for the next opening. And then you exhale. And you're waiting for the next opening. And what happens is there's a part of you that is aware of the meditative state, and there's a part of you that is aware of the exhale simultaneously. You're going to find yourself on both sides of it. But again, that's nothing anyone can put into words. You just have to see it for yourself by becoming curious about those spaces in between the breaths. I'm not asking you to hold your breath. Just notice the space in that transition, even just for a split second. So, let's go back into meditation. And I want you to allow your awareness to take in those spaces. As you breathe in, breathe out, and nothing else. Can you feel how it's getting easier? Your body and your mind are falling into line. This is happening because you've directed your attention. Some of you are thinking about turning this video off. Whether you do or don't will alter your day. There's something here for you to see if you let go of your resistance. What if you just stuck it out? Give yourself to your breath. Let today be the day that you're not controlled by that voice in your head. Notice how different you feel. Notice how much less frustrated you feel, how much less difficult your life feels. Your life experiences are a product of your attention. If you don't take the reins of your attention into your own hands and focus them through a solid meditation practice, then you'll just spend your life bouncing off the walls of your fears and your desires, stuck in your personality limitations. And it's not a happy life. Look around you. Not a lot of happy people. You have an opportunity to come to see what you really are. An opportunity for real freedom. Make use of these tools. Come to bodymindtapping.com and learn EFT. You can learn it for free. Meditate with me every day. Let's start moving in the right direction together. Okay, if there are any questions, I'm happy to take questions. Okay, that's fine. So if there are no questions, I think we're going to close out the session, but you can always ask questions in the comments below, and I'm happy to check it periodically and get back to you and answer you. In the meantime, I'll be doing this approximately once a week. So if you go to bodymindtapping.com, you can actually get on a list where I will send you emails letting you know when this week's session will be. We also have a tapping circle that meets once a month. And if there's a lot of interest in that, I might start doing that more frequently. But you can get on a list to have me let you know when that is going to be happening as well. And you can make sure that you don't miss any of our free resources. You can also schedule coaching sessions with me, and we're working on a few courses as well. So come to bodymindtapping.com and see what I've put together for you. And I look forward to working with you again really soon. All right. Thank you. Have a great day.